everybody wants to be free, at least many people in this kind of spiritual business field. They try to do that, right? And they do all the mystical gymnastic possible to achieve that things. But I truly believe that, that's my point of view, of course, it could be much easier, the whole process. Because we are a piece of life, and within ourselves, in our body and everything, life is moving all the time. Although we try to screw it up, and we manage to do so, like the camera did right now, life still goes on. So instead of living in the psychological mind and actually hearing and listening to all the thoughts and shit and conditioning that we have, if we will just keep going, what will become your next limitation? It will not be the thoughts that you had about yourself yesterday. You will just go for it. Go for the next thing, and progress. Which means ultimately less fight. Which means more relaxation, more whatever you want to call it. So it's not difficult. It's not really difficult. It just requires to stop the business. So all the intricate connections that we build within our mind would work. In fact, there is no actually any issue of doing transactions with the world, of having partners, relationships, business, dealing with money, all these kind of things, and no problems about this. It's just that we get lost in the transaction. We get lost into the result that we want to get out of from the transaction. Because we think ultimately that there is someone gaining something or losing something, rather than seeing life as a process. So rather than seeing life as something that is running in front of your eyes, in front of your senses, but you have the possibilities of being aware of it without being too much influenced of it. Superficially, you can do many things. You can have a personality, you can dress in a certain way, but you don't take yourself too seriously, because that's kind of the surface. And there is only one way, that's my opinion, I think, to get out of this. It's not actually by embracing a new system of belief, but going back to your natural way. So the way you are, then there has to be some sort of reconciliation between the fights that brought us here to experience this thing once again, and the awareness of being alive, which is life itself that allows to expand and tap into something greater than us, that it is available. And at that stage, life starts to become more interesting. First of all, because you don't repeat the same mistakes and things over and over, but you are more open to experiencing thoughts, to life in general. So it really becomes more intense, but at the same time it doesn't touch you as it was touching you before, because try to think like a fortress, no? You have a wall externally, everything getting in contact with it is creating a friction. But if you remove the walls, no problem between inside and outside. Things might happen, and there is a different dimension available for you, so no problem anything that happens. There was a Buddha saying actually that resistance is the cause of suffering, and it took me a while to understand that expression, and I think it's a great simple way of expressing what I just said, that the more we feel separate in this world, the more we turn paradise into hell. It's a shame when you see it. Many people are actually doing so, and also most of us at some point in our lives. And then when you come out of it, you realize what a great gift is this. And you're not afraid of dying. It's just going to be another thing, a greater possibility, but not much for somebody who is not identified too much with the body and his mind. If you are able to witness your sense perceptions, your thoughts, your body, sense perceptions, everything, in a detached manner, you can build a foundation for something stronger to happen that can really transform the way you operate. And it doesn't matter if you're doing business, art, or dealing with other people, you will do it better. Because all that energy that was wasted into your own thinking, into your own perception of life, it starts to become available as you see life as it is. That's the meaning of these cultures that were using the word Maya, illusion. Well, we are living kind of a dream. Like when we sleep, we don't know why. We perceived all those things, right? It's kind of running free. Even when we sleep, actually, it's a little bit probably as we die, because there are no senses and inputs, perceptions coming from the senses. So the natural movement becomes and takes forms. It's even more wild, the situation. But even here, in any moment, when we go back to the awareness of being aware, you don't even know how you reach the destination, because time and space, they go away. They belong only to a psychological interpretation aspect of reality. And unless we actually experience these things, it can be inspiring to hear those things, but there's no point. There's no point to have much conversations about it. But it's a possibility that we have. So that's the reason why probably teachers, we speak about these things, because it's a way out that we have to gain more freedom and control out of this human experience that otherwise it's just an ups and downs, or of suffering, a little pleasure, and all these things, engagements and entertainment. Well, for me, that it became my main reason of life, which made me make important, even though there are no important choices, of living my passion into the music industry away, because you wanna be essential. You just wanna cut the bad roots, the bad branches, so you can just stay quiet, enjoy your things and actually do something beneficial, which means it's a little death at the end of the day when it happens. Not for me, but at least now. But because you have to renounce to a part of yourself. But the key is not actually renouncing. It becomes a practical choice when you see that the most valuable thing you can pursue. That's my opinion, of course. It's actually going back to the source of yourself, of the universe, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm just talking about practical things. I don't talk about things I don't know. It's a possibility that opens up, and that I don't know where it ends, because it really, the more you cultivate that path, the more you understand that you know nothing, and there are more things that probably we can do as human beings that we don't even imagine, that they sound like some kind of tales, but it's possible. And certain things, I've seen them in my life, and I keep on humbling, if I can say like this, to sit and try to open myself more and more to this dimension, and I can see that life gets transformed profoundly.